Hello everybody, I'm just back again. I'm gonna put this one more about the cherubims from Genesis.
If you go to Bible college or seminary, your professor may ridicule the King James and say it's wrong when it says cherubims or seraphims. They claim it's obvious that the King James translators didn't know what they were doing. But I'll show you that the Bible is right. It was done for the right reasons. Want to see why the translators did it? Hi, I'm David Daniels from Chick Publications. It's popular today to say that the King James Bible has made a grievous error. They've added an S to the ends of words that are already plural in the original Hebrew, like Genesis 3. In Hebrew, they say, the ending im, I-M, is used to indicate a plural, and that's all you need. You see an im at the end, and you're sure that it's plural. Not so fast. There was a good reason for putting the ims instead of im in the King James Bible. The translators wanted the people to know whether the meaning of the word in its context referred to one or more than one. Not all English speakers know that im is plural in Hebrew. The King James translators believed they were working with God's holy words, so they didn't want to leave any meaning out when translating it into English. And they weren't the only translators with that conviction, as you will find out. Sometimes that im in Hebrew ending is used when referring to something that the Bible views as singular, like the mountain range Abarim in Deuteronomy 32:49. 32:49. Get thee up into this mountain Abarim, unto Mount Nebo. These mountains are in the range referred to in the Hebrew plural name Abarim, while the highest mountain is Nebo. But the verse puts it in the singular, just like we refer to the Sierras, the Rockies, the Appalachians, but it's just one mountain range. How does that work? When children draw a mountain, it often looks something like this. But most mountains don't look like triangles. They more often look like this. One mountain, but with many peaks or many mountains in one range. Some say that Mount Sinai, Mount Horeb, and even Paran are different peaks on the same mountain or part of a mountain range. So in this verse, this mountain Avarim contains Mount Nebo as one of its peaks, but other times the im endings refer to an actual plural of objects, like the angelic beings around the throne of God. To make the fact of the plural clear to English speakers, they added a simple S. So it said ims. Look at Exodus 25:18. It says cherubims, and we can see why. There are two of them. Another heavenly creature is in Isaiah 6 verse 2. Here it says seraphims. And again, we can see why. In verse 2, it says each one, showing that there's more than one. And in verse 6, it says, then flew one of the seraphims unto me. So the context shows in all these that the word is clearly plural. There's more than one seraph. But look at Genesis 3:24, the first use of the Hebrew im in the English Bible. Genesis 3:24. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. Did you notice? There's nothing in the verse that tells you whether there's one or more than one. In most English Bibles, it just says cherubim. And in most pictures, only one heavenly being is drawn. But in the King James Bible, getting the meaning across was more important than the exact Hebrew spelling. That's why they clearly marked it cherubims. There was more than one cherub guarding the way to Eden. People like to pretend the translators were ignorant, but actually, this was a practice that was already occurring among Bible translators. Take a look at 4 other translations of Genesis 3:24. Coverdale, Great Bible, 1540. And at the east side he set cherubims. 1568 Bishop's Bible. And at the east side he set cherubims. 1587-99, just basically the Geneva Bible. And at the east side, he set the cherubims. 1602, Reina Valera Spanish Bible. Y puso al oriente cherubines. And so the 1611, right up to the present, King James, and at the east of the Garden of Eden, cherubims. The same is true for Isaiah 6:2. 1540, Coverdale, and about him stood the seraphims. 1568, Bishop's Bible, and about him stood seraphims. Geneva Bible, the seraphims stood upon it. Reina Valera, 1602, y encima de él estaban serafines. And of course, the King James, above it stood the seraphims. Some people complain, as my professors did, that it was a double plural. Why put a second plural on the word? Well, for one, it was easy to put a simple S instead of writing a Hebrew explanatory footnote everywhere it occurred. When it was read out loud, every English speaker or Spanish with a Valera Bible knew whether the Hebrew word actually meant one or more than one. And that is the same reason that they used the already less used by that time thee, thou, thy, thine, doest, doeth, etc. for singular, and ye, you, your, yours, etc. for the plural. Communicating accurate meaning is that important. Let me ask you, what is the plural of child? In early English, the word sild, C-I-L-D, was both singular and plural. No one knew which was being referred to, so how did they make it plural? In Middle English, one way of saying it was childer, E-R or R-E. That communicated the plural. But another plural of child was chillin. The E-N ending made it plural. So no, that wasn't Southern slang. It was correct English. So when the common people started saying the plural of child, both got blended together and it became children. Children. Children is a double plural that everyone uses and understands. And in the same way, everybody knows that cherubims and seraphims are more than one of each. By the way, it was my professor, Dr. Childers, who first told me about this. We have an amazing language, English. It adapts parts of many different languages and adds them in. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger with other languages' rules added to our own. It's like the saying I've heard. English doesn't borrow from other languages. It follows them down dark alleyways, knocks them down, and searches their pockets for loose grammar. Our King James Bible is God's preserved words. It wasn't just made for scholars. It was made for common men, women, and children. Or children. God bless you and have a wonderful day.